In this video, we're going to talk about Photoshop's content-aware tools. Content-aware tools are literally as it sounds. If we break it down, Photoshop is aware of the contents of your document. Now I have a picture here, and it's just a background. So in a normal circumstance, if I were to take my lasso tool and I were to rope around this kid and say, I don't want her in my picture at all, I would hit delete. And by default, it's going to have background color, and it would leave a big white hole in my document, which is what I don't want. If I were to hit delete again and change background color to content aware, what content aware does is it is going to guess, based on the surrounding area, how to fill in the hole that deleting this baby is going to make. And I click OK, and it stops and thinks for a minute, and it fills in a huge patch of grass, and that is sampled from all around the area in which the selection used to be. And it looks really convincing, which is what I love. Let's bring her back. There are other ways to use content-aware tools in your Photoshop document besides just deleting things. What if I needed to move her? That's still going to create a hole that needs to be fixed. So I am going to come over here to the content-aware tool, which is underneath your spot healing brush, which is by default here if you're in a double wide toolbar scenario. And I'm going to hold my mouse button down and come to the content aware tool. Now you have the mode, which is either move or extend. Move will, literally, move the document, but extend will instead move a copy. The adaptation is how much attention it pays to the edge, how hard it tries to blend the source to the destination. So I'm going to leave it at medium for now, and I am going to move my baby over to here. And it's going to remove the original baby and blend the new one. And if I remove the selection here, you'll see this is flawless. I cannot tell at a glance, without really studying it, that anything happened at all. And if I do the extend tool, and instead I'll move a copy, now she's got a twin sister. And now we have two. And once again, the edge, completely seamless, cannot tell. Where things get weird is when we have changes in the adaptation. And I'm going to show you what happens there. I'm going to draw a very tight selection around her. And I'm going to show you, because with the adaptation changes, as I get really close to the edge here, the adaptation is going to mangle her features if you're not careful. So I'm coming around real close, and we're just going to come around like so. And now I have a very tight selection. And I am going to come back to the move tool. I'm just going to move her, but I'm going to set it to very loose, which means it's going to try to go very far from the edge to make sure that the blending happens properly. And so I move her, and it's going to think, and look at what happened. In order to blend her properly, it took all this liberty on the inside to move things around, and now I've lost part of her head, her hair is blending, her feet are gone, I've lost her leg completely below the knee, and the knee gone here. So that's what changing your adaptation. If I do very strict, I'll move her, and let's see what happens there. Very little happens there, but it also means that there is very little negotiation for blending the edges. So I lost a teensy bit of her shoe and a little bit of her hair, but otherwise she looks pretty much flawless. And so that's the differences in adaptation. I want you guys to play with some of the demo files that I've supplied you using the Content Aware tool to try and remove things from the documents.